Well, good morning, everybody. I'm down on the allotment today, and I'm having one of those days that I really don't know what I want to do. You will notice we've managed to move this shed now. That's in the location where I wanted it to be. We got that done in January, so I'm very happy with that. And that has meant we've been able to move the apple tree, which seems to be doing okay, but it is quite apparent that it needs a bit of TLC over these coming years to bring it back into shape. And just behind it, we've also started to build a new compost bin. So there's things that are going on still, but I think what I'm going to do today is actually start to tidy up the greenhouse, because we're going to be using that quite a bit soon. So here we are, Grandad's greenhouse, and I think it is time that we have a big tidy up. This greenhouse is really going to start being used a lot over the next few months, and in the summer it's going to be for growing our cucumbers. Tomatoes are going in the other greenhouse. But between now and then we do need to have a massive tidy up, don't we? So now we have that shed moved, we can start moving things in different places. Let's crack on with it, shall we? So I guess the first place to start is these benches. Now these benches are great. I inherited these from my grandfather, but they do get full up quite quickly. And at the moment I'm using them just to start to chit my potatoes. Now we have got 4 varieties that I've managed to save. That was Sarpo Myra, Maris Piper, Acoustic and Rocket. Last week I was also at an event, CD Sunday, and I bought a variety called Aaron's Victory, which I've grown before, but haven't grown for quite a while. Beautiful looking potato. So we're going to I haven't got any trays to chip those in at the moment, so we'll just pop those to one side now. And then we got Clean, a variety I've never grown before. Again, I'm looking forward to growing those over these coming months. I've got to get some more trays down here for that. Above the potatoes I've got this tiny little shelf that, is it really needed? I don't know, but I tend to just keep a few odd bits. We've got some spanner, some greenhouse bits, a hoe, and even some wall plugs and stuff. Glass cutter, greenhouse springs, and some prune and seal stuff. I think these can go in the shed for safekeeping. They don't need to be in here anymore. So moving down towards this end, we've got a lot of stuff in this tray. Now this tray, I don't really pot on plants in here, but I might do. Let's work out what we've got inside. So that's a plastic container for making a cloche in the future. That's broken. That can go in the bin. We'll get rid of that. No point keeping stuff we're not going to use. Pliers are always useful, as are secateurs. We'll place those back in the greenhouse. Brush, of course, can be useful. Labels. I do keep labels because I try and label everything, and I like to keep my labels up in this little pot here where I actually need them. I've got an empty pot there. It was garlic fertiliser. Don't need it. Get rid of it. Not messing around anymore. If we don't need it, it can go. Honestly, why do we do this? These were for a bit of fun for my nieces. Why do we tend to hold on to stuff we don't really use? It's a really bad habit of mine. I get annoyed with myself for it. Right, well that's got the tops tidied, ready for our seed potatoes, our onions. Just bring some of the plants that we have at our home greenhouse here to start getting them ready to go out in the allotment. But here, under here, I store pots. Do I really need pots here? You know, some of these aren't really necessary here. The trouble is, what I do is I bring plants down from home in pots, and then I leave the pots here, so I don't need them. Also got a few bits of broken glass which I put in here for safekeeping so that nobody would hurt themselves. Again, they've just sat here. They've got to go. Well, after a lot of deliberation, I decided to get rid of quite a few pots. I've kept a few just in case, but I've got rid of quite a few. They're either going home with me or they are gone in the bin. Greenhouse now is tidied up and made into a bit more of a usable position. It's not perfect. It's a long way from being perfect. One of the troubles with having or suffering from ADD is I hate mess. I can't seem to create it and then I can't get rid of things. It's really, really annoying, but it is what it is. Now, all I got to do now, we've got our pots down the side, which are going to need quite a bit of hydration, and then we'll mulch those with some fresh compost in a few weeks' time, ready for when we start planting out. We'll also add some bloodfish and bone and things like that to them just to get them going. And we want to wash all the windows inside and outside this greenhouse as well. We're not going to do that just yet, just because we are getting a bit of a cold snap come in and it might freeze inside here, it might be a bit damp. So I'm going to wait until March before I wash all the windows down on the inside, but I'll wash the windows on the outside in just a moment. Now, on that note, we have another greenhouse just outside of there, and that greenhouse hasn't got any glass in it, or not enough glass in it at the moment. I'm trying to find the right size glass for a very reasonable price. I'm trying to get it second hand, to be honest with you, but trying to get the right glass at the right size is proving difficult. So I'm thinking I might go down the polycarbonate route, and I want to know, if you have a greenhouse, do you have glass and do you have polycarbonate, and which do you prefer and why? Let me know in the comments down below. Right, I'm going to crack on, but I'll end this one right now.